again, and again. I would like to say, hold on, let me, because, gotta make sure everything is good. Because Lord willing, I'm able to, get it in. You know, it's the day we get to usher in my off day. Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to give all praises and give all the glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Kakadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahawashi is who the world English calls Jesus the Christ. And double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who believe in the law through the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word to the best of their ability. Lord, will the Most High can continue to put in a spirit to endure, even the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth. Mighty Shalom. And Lord, will the Most High continue to put it in your spirit, in your temple, to teach His word and believe in His word, being sincere in His truth. Lord, willing the Most High continue to put it on the hopeful elect men, Lord willing, we have this number to endure. Shalom to the wives and the single sisters that's in this thing, because you do have a role, and Lord willing, the Most High continue to put it in your spirit to pursue to be a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith, right? Hold on one second. Right. So this lesson is what was this? It was inspired by something. Dang, I had it in my head, but then it left. Oh man. But you already know a lot of people always go hard on the law, which is part of the Most High. But Yahawashi, I'm sorry, his position is way over that. Who he is way over that. And if you understand Yahawashi, he is the law, he is the word, he is the bread of life. The whole point is to believe in our Creator. And Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, through Yahawashi, the Most High had everything created. So we should really be, if we really believe in Yahweh, we have to really understand Yahawashi. Lord willing, it comes back to me on really why I'm getting into it. But today I was going through the First and Second Corinthians, and then I made it to Galatians while I was at work. And chapter 2 been on my head all day, and even with Paul in this situation right here, all praise to the Most High for His grace. All praise to the Most High for what He did, bringing Yahawashi on the behalf of the men and women that's trying to circumcise their heart, which is their mind, and Lord willing, we are that number to continue on doing that, because this is a test, every day you should work on your faith. I know life is very hard, but, if we able to spend money, move around, go here, go shopping, watch TV, have sex, it's so many things that we do outside the scriptures, and we put our all in that, regardless if it's kids messing us or this and that, right? We got to put all of those complaining, murmuring things that we deal with in this world, and don't allow it to come out your mouth that you can't serve the Lord, you can't read something, you can't meditate, because our life is like right at the edge of this mountain, right at the edge. And the number one thing so you don't fall over the edge is to work on your faith. It's the number one thing we have to do as men and women in this faith. Nobody, you should never let nobody come in your way to work on your faith. right? Before I get into Galatians, this is, hey, that's even better. This is St. John chapter 10, again, verse 20, starting at 26. It says, "But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand." You know, nobody can pluck you. Like, whatever you going through is us. It starts with us. The biggest enemy we have outside of Esau and the nation is ourselves. You know, yes, it's the brothers and sisters in our nation, but it's yourself. That's why he say, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling, because the Lord will send a spirit on you, right? So we have to work on our faith, so that when you know you have a spirit in you, don't feel good, you feel like you attack, any man or any woman that's fully serving the Lord, you're going to drop doing what you're doing, and you're going to call in the name of the Lord, right? Before I do a lesson, I try to put in a routine to call in the name of the Lord, because we're teaching his word. This is, excuse me, this is not fucking about me, but this about us. This about Yahawashi, you know? And we have to come and teach the Most High's truth, so that the sheep can stop slacking and work on their faith. Because your faith is what's going to get tested. When temptation comes, it is testing your faith, right? So let's get into this Galatians chapter 2, starting at verse 11. You know, this is very good, you know, because this is when Paul come at Peter, right? And I'm going to make sure we get in there, right? So this is Galatians chapter 2, verse 11, the KJV. It says, "When Peter was to come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed," right? Because he was very wrong. It says, "For being that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles," right? Israelites with that heathen mindset. The Gentiles of, they're godless, right? They do heathenism, like Meek Mill's album, right? It says, "But when they are come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision," right? He was afraid to be criticized from these people that were circumcised, which were Jews. Basically, they're following the Lord by, of course, they already follow the letter, but in the spirit it just flows, right? But let's see. It says, and other Jews dissembled likewise with him, in so much that Barnabas also was carried away with their dissimulation. But when I saw that they walked not uprightly, righteously, according to the truth of the gospel," right? Because the good news was for Israel, right? That the even more when we go into like the two sticks, you know, this ministry, now that where we in now, is to bring the two sticks and make them one. You know, just like when the brothers have the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes chart. You know, the two sticks are going to be in captivity together, and the Lord is going to save them out the main captivity, which is prophesied throughout the prophets, right? So the gospel is the good news. The gospel is, you know, the good news of the salvation of Israel. You know, that the Lord, well, the Lord is feeding Israel, and the Lord is going to come and deliver and redeem Israel, right? It says, "I said unto Peter before them all, if thou being a Jew livest after the manner of a Gentile, and not as do the Jews, why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as Jews?" Right? So you got to think, Paul was upset, man, because he basically, when he saw they were not like really followers of the truth and of the gospel message, he basically said to Peter in front of all the Jews, uh, "Since you a Jew by birth, you discarded the Jewish laws and are living like the Gentiles? Why are you now trying to make these Gentiles follow Jewish traditions? But it's no such thing as um, Jewish, because that's in the NLT. He's having them follow the law. The law that was given through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, yes, we are supposed to follow the law. We are supposed to establish the law. But when we understand that Gentiles is going to come back in this thing by faith in Yahawashi, you know, we have to be the example. You be an example. I'm not eating pork. If they believe in Yahawashi, they're going to automatically say, man, that is just so fire. Me and you have to be the light. So when we do what the Lord require us, people will catch on. It's just like your child. You don't eat pork. You're a grown up. You don't eat pork. So you don't put pork in your refrigerator. So the more that you walk, your kid, oh, yo, Dad, can we have a pizza with pepperonis? Son, I don't eat pork because the Most High said that we can't. Automatically, that light that's on you and you moving the way that you is, the Lord plant that seed in your child, and then your child don't want to eat pork. That's why in Sirach, the 30th chapter, it says that when a man dies, he leaves somebody of himself. So it's no worry, you know, because the son would take after the father and walk in his ways. And this is just like for the ones that's of this world. And that goes back to my other video I did on YouTube. Let's see if we can find it. We just going by the title, you know, to be an example right here. This video I did at work. It's titled "Be an Example." Salaki, y'all might not be able to see it, but just know this is the video, right? We have to be an example for the sheep that's not in the fold yet, because the elect that's still, the world is still got a hold of them. They're getting grafted back in. This side, the true believers that's coming back in the fold, because I had to wake up. I had to wake up in this truth. So if I am of that elect, the Lord brought me back into that fold. But I was already destined. But when you really explain it, Gentiles is the one that's not following the ways of the Lord. Technically the northern kingdom, right? But you have to know some of the southern kingdom too. They're Gentiles too. They're niglets too, because they're not following the ways of the Lord. You know, and me and my brothers, we were the type to force the law. If you ain't, the Lord ain't dealing with you, but don't give that person prophecies, parables, give them warning on what's to come. When you go into prophecies, you're teaching them a Yahawashi. Let alone bringing out prophecies is is the spirit of Yahawashi. Bringing out parables, this is what Yahawashi was speaking of. How we speak and how we talk is supposed to reflect on Yahawashi, right? Salaki, y'all. Right, so let's keep going. Right, so this is Galatians chapter 2, verse 15. It says, we who are Jews by nature, right, basically by birth, and not sinners of the Gentiles, like not sinners like the Gentiles, right? They're Jews by nature, because they were walking in the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. Look at us now in 2024. I'm walking in the way that I'm walking in the Lord, but I can't act like my shit don't stink. When we go, I believe it's First Corinthians chapter 2, or it's probably 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Paul said, Salaki, I probably said the wrong chapter. It's probably 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Paul said that he said, man, he was persecuting the church. He took accountability of his action, right? It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahawashi HaMashiach, even we have believed in Yahawashi Hamashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So let's just get the meaning of justified, right? Let's just get it. Let's just get the meaning for is justified. We might be justified. Okay.
Strong's G 1344. Dikaiao. Dikaiao.
D-K-I-O. Right? So to be justified is to render righteous, or such he ought to be, to show, exhibit, one to be righteous, such as he is and wishes himself to be considered, to declare, one to be just, basically righteous. Be freed, show or regard as just and innocent, free, justified. Be righteous, right? What is it? The truth shall set us free. You know, the truth. When you know the truth is gonna set you free. It's gonna unlock those spiritual chains that's on your head, right? And what do the Lord say? He said, sanctify us through the truth. St. John 17:17. And thy word is truth. And who is the word? Yahawashi. It always has to start with Yahawashi. But this is why the Lord made about Yahawashi a mystery. And only the wise men knew about Yahawashi. But they were speaking of him in code, because his name wasn't in the earth just yet, Attribute like a counselor and a redeemer was in the earth, but his name was given to the from the angel by the Most High to Mary and Joseph. Call his name Yahawashi, not Jesus, because in that time it was 3 popular languages: Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. Because a lot of Rome's they were speaking Latin, but other nations were speaking Latin. The number one language before the Tower of Babel was Hebrew, and the Lord is going to bring that one super language back. English wasn't here. Nobody was speaking English. This is to be honest. And some people do make the dumb claim that the Tower of Babel had English at that time. It didn't. The Tower of Babel didn't have English at that time because, Europeans, people of England, Britain, those type of people over there, they created English. But it was really the Lord that put it on them, because he already said with stabbering lips and a tongue we don't know, he'll speak to us, right? And the Bible had to get written in a dumb language, You have the Hebrew Bible, but that's speaking in like modern Hebrew, Yiddish. That's not in the ancient Hebrew, because the paleo, the ancient Hebrew, was hidden from the world. Why would the Lord let everybody actually know what's really going on? Because he know you niggas, we the type to know God is real and still walk away, And that's what we did. In the time of Moses, let me get that picture. Let me get that picture. In the time of Moses, and then after Moses, the Lord always kept telling us, and then we kept doing it again. This right here is an important history in our lives, man. You gotta remember him. And we do, and the same thing is happening all over again. This is why faith is key. Faith is key. If you go by the letter and the word all day, you still ain't gonna complete it just well, because there's always something hitting and knocking. You ain't gonna always be able to have it off on the Shabbat. You ain't gonna always have it off on every new moon. Yes, you might have to do this and do a little of that. We're in captivity, but there's certain things that you can do. That's why you're gonna do the best that you can. Let alone the spirit is gonna always try to be a doer. So you're gonna try to do your best as a doer, well, which you can. But you don't run this. You You don't run this. I'm at work, and to know this might be mixed fabric, I go tell my boss, well, you can't be here. This is where grace coming. I have to wear this outfit for work. Now I can wear regular clothes, but most of my clothes is mostly like look good, or I'm wearing shorts. Sometimes I'm gonna have to wear pants because people getting cut at work. So at the end of the day, what am I gonna do? Be without a job? Then I can go to McDonald's, and even McDonald's, Burger King, some places that make you wear an outfit. Sometimes that outfit or whatever they got you wearing might not just be one fabric, but it's something that we might. I might be able to not lay in the bed with my wife on her period, but guess what? She gonna still be in the house and touch the refrigerator and eat. Faith in Yahawashi. This is another thing. This is another thing, right? I was watching this video about 4D and 4D, 3D, 2D, and just the thought process. And just the one thing when the man said 4D is like, when people say heaven or all the way up there, I mean, we know where the Most High at. He say anybody that's in the 4D realm, their eyesight is beyond us. Like they can look at your flesh, but they can look at you when you don't even know what's going on with you. They can cut a wound within you because they can see within. If they can see from where they at, they can mess up your body easily without cutting your body. I'm like, dang. And I said, yup, that's the Most High. Sam used to say, you can get afflicted and don't know where it's coming from, and it could really be the Lord. We gotta have faith because the Lord is searching the heart. And that's where faith need to be, not right here. Faith need to be right here in your mind. This is like the biggest enemy you got because your mind wanders, you know? Or you'll feed into some bullshit that somebody feeding you, right? But we have to know we want to strive, and we want more faith. We want to please the Lord. So grab hold of faith, right? Be around people that have faith. So like I just had to get in there because it says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, even we have believed in Yahweh Shai. So justified is a man is not righteous by the works of the law, but yes, that is a righteous act. Because when we look at 2nd Ezra 9 and 7, those that will escape that treacherous disaster that's going to come is the ones that do the work, have faith, and believe. And the work is not only the law. You got the men of the Lord. Yahweh Shai told them to go to highways and byways. That's the work, to do the will of the Lord, not to labor just by bread. You don't. So like you don't eat just food. You eat the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. Matthew chapter 4 and Deuteronomy 8 and 3, or Deuteronomy 8 and 4. You know, what else is the work? Dwell with your wife according to knowledge. And you as a man, you order your household. You can say, hey, I'm gonna do a lesson once a week. You don't. You run your house, and you run you. So you schedule how you do this, right? Because we supposed to put the fear of God in our children, right, in our wives, and you do that with prophecies, parables, dark saying, but the word of the Most High, which includes the law. And you need to have faith in those things. You need to have faith, like I believe. Since if I was a woman, if I love my husband, like say if you're a woman and you love your husband, you believe what this scripture is saying, that you are unclean and you really supposed to separate, but it's hard out here. So what you gonna do? You're gonna do the best in your house to be separated. Yes, you still might have to cook, you might have to do this, but you're gonna make sure you for the love of your husband, you're not gonna be groping or touching all on him, or allow him to touch up on all up on you. You as a high tower, babe, I'm on my flower. That's being a high tower. When your kids, you love them so much. Hey, hey. Now the babies, you might have to breastfeed. You might have to rock a baby to sleep. But the older ones, if you have that faith, you believe that, hey, if I do this, the Lord is well pleased. Because we go to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 15. It says, they that fear Yahweh will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. What is his ways? Yahawashi. St. John 14:6. He is the way, he's the law, and the life. Right? And if Yahawashi is the way, but he is the word, he is the bread of life, that means everything from Genesis to the last page of Maccabees, from Genesis all the way to the last page of Revelation, because Yahawashi come in the whole volume of the Bible. So you have to have faith in all the whole word. Even though I know I can't do it, I have faith in it. And guess what? If I know I might slip, hey, this guy kind, I'll repent. You have to repent every day. Every day. You know? The Lord understand, and I know he pissed off. Like, we don't have no rest. Every day you gotta work, even a 9 to 5. And then when you slip because of sin, it's like, yo, you could be eating a chip and it has a word in there and it could be pork. You got to do a lot. You got to search all these words. And that's still when grace come in, because you have to know the enemy studied you to the T, that he's trying to do deception. He's crafty in the left-hand side, that you have to dig deep to find it. And sometimes you dig deep and then you won't find it. That's where grace come in. You got to have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. Forgot where I was going to go because I got amped. Where was I gonna go? We know Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. You know, if you know, you gotta fear the Lord to even show that you obey Him. You know, and the Lord is He's gonna fill you up. He's gonna fill you up, fill you up. You know, so then it's gonna be already in your mind to know what to do and what not to do. Because what did the Lord say? Be a doer of the word and not only a hearer. And if you read it all the way from Genesis to Revelation, and then you be like, you know what, man, I'm just hearing the word. I got to apply it. That's what a doer would do. You know? But you hold on to the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, and everything else you do. You know? And that's a rebuke to the old me, Lord, whether or not I don't go back to it, because I used to really go, oh, if you ain't reading, or, I mean, if you eat pork, da-da-da-da. But the scriptures do say that. If Yahawashi come back and you consume an abomination, you're dead, right? That's a prophecy. So they should already have the fear of like, okay, what should I do? You should drop that pork, but come back and believe in Yahawashi. When you even start believing in Yahawashi, you understand Yahawashi didn't do anything that was against the Most High. Romans chapter 7 lets you know, the thing that's within me, I do the thing that I don't want to do, right? And if you move like Yahawashi, you won't do it. But Yahawashi was complete. He was the complete package. Yeah, what is that? When you go to Amazon, you buy something as a bundle pack, but it comes in as a complete package. You know, Yahawashi is the complete package of being a righteous man for Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. You know, the Lord selected the best candidate to play that role for us. You know, especially as a men, especially for the men, you got to know, if you believe in Yahawashi, you gonna pick up your cross and you gonna go hard for the Lord. You gonna order your house and you gonna tell your wife, yo, chill out. I'm about to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. All that little cute stuff, that's gonna have to wait. But every man is different. You know, every man is different. You know, I'm gonna keep going on this before I start going somewhere else. But you have to understand, with the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, that's what please Him. Because without faith, it's impossible to please Him. You know, but Galatians chapter 2 verse 16 again, because we didn't finish it. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahawashi and Mashiach. Even we have believed in Yahawashi and Mashiach, that we might be justified by the faith of Hamashiach, and not by the works of the law, right? We won't be just righteous by the law, right? We're gonna be righteous, we're gonna be just by believing in Yahawashi, right? And believing in the Lord is gonna cause you to do different things, right? It says, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. No flesh shall be justified. Right? Let's read in the NLT for y'all. It says, yet we know that a person is made right with the Most High by faith in Yahawashi, Hamashiach, not by obeying the law. Right? We're not made right. you know, in the Most High eyes by obeying the law, but we have believed in Hamashiach Yahawashi so that we might be made right with the Most High because of our faith in Hamashiach Yahawashi, not because we have obeyed the law, right? For no one will ever be made right with the Most High by obeying the law. Do this and do that. Yes, because it is the schoolmaster. But when you have faith, it will draw you to do the most for the Lord, right? Yeah, let's get that, right? Because if you have faith in the Lord, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be preaching this foolish teaching. You're gonna be doing foolish preaching to basically save the elect. Using the Most High's foolish tool to save the elect. Anybody that has real faith, they about this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew him not. Because we so busy worried about a human wisdom, or we worry about the letter. La 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 all day, but you ain't working on your faith. So when the Lord do a miracle, that miracle, the faith in the Lord, will be on your mind. You know what? I gotta serve the Lord. Cause what if he come back? How can a nigga leave Egypt and then, oh, let's make a calf? Because the Lord did that. So you gotta think the Lord, if you not holding on to your faith, the Lord will give you a strong freaking delusion and you'll be so distracted and you won't catch the mysteries. It's like somebody throwing a football in your hand. I can't really do it. But your hand is out. The ball right in your hand, but it just slipped through. You know what I'm saying? We got to work on taking hold of that faith. And every day, if you wake up and you get to see the sun come up, the sun go down, you get to work your little job, you get to drive your little dumb car, you get to go do your little fun, you get to go on your little dates, you get to be romantic, do the little dumb stuff that you get to do. You better make sure you holding on to your faith more than you hold on the rail, the little bar rail to open up your door. You know, you better hold on to your faith like I'm about to go into this house. I gotta hold on the doorknob, right? Right? You better hold on to your faith like the same time I'm holding on my flesh, because you can have a moment where you're like, man, F this, I'm about to kill myself. Anybody not killing it and they like, oh, I'm tired of all of this. I'm tired to kill yourself. But it's some faith in there, man. You believe in the Lord so much, but guess what? You know what it is? It's a problem because we don't know how to work, you know? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid to giving the Most High my all. I'm being honest. It's because of this flesh, you know? Giving it your all. And then what it is, because of the flesh, I feel if I go too hard, I might be too prideful. But then the Most High had Paul come in this thing, man. You gotta have faith in this thing, and the faith, having real faith in Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna have you. You're gonna correct yourself, right? You're gonna correct yourself that you're not too prideful. Like, what did this man say? Maybe it's Second Corinthians. Let me see. No, is it? No, it's not that one. Salaki, huh? Okay, yeah, right. So let me read this real quick. Just real quick. You know, by faith, Paul even went harder after Yahawashi blinded him. This is First Corinthians, and he didn't stop doing the law. He was a master of the law. His father was a Pharisee, but his faith increased. You know, he took accountability. And it's crazy. This verse keep coming back. This is how you know, like Jeremiah and Sam always say, and the elders, you're gonna always recycle this word. You see that? You get to use something that you use every day just to motivate you to get in this word. You know, a recycle bin. Every week, somebody is recycling paper. I work for a place that recycle paper all the time too. You have to know that these scriptures are gonna always be recycled until Yahawashi come. We not like Denzel Washington in the Book of Eli, where you could just remember every verse. Humble yourself. Humble me. Humble me. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at 8. It says, I'm gonna start at 6. It says, after that, he was seen of above 500 brethren at once, and of whom the greater part remain unto this present, but some are fallen asleep. Some fall asleep to the gospel. A lot of our brothers and sisters still sleep. It says, after that, he was seen of James and then all the apostles. And last of all, he was seen of me also, as of one born out of due time. For I am the least of the apostles, that am not meet to be called even an apostle. Right? He feel like he basically shouldn't even be called an apostle, right? But it says, because I persecuted the church of the Most High. This is why I shouldn't even be called apostle. I was persecuting the church of the Most High. But by the grace of the Most High, I am what I am. And his grace, which was bestowed upon me, was not in vain, but I labor more abundantly than all they. Yet not I, but the grace of the Most High, which was within me. Right? Soon as you got more faith in Yahawashi, the Lord moves you. You understand? St. John 6:44, Yahawashi said, no man can come to me unless Yahweh draws him to me, and I will raise him up in the last days. You women, first, you men, if you not waking up in these last days, the Lord ain't dealing with you right now. Sisters, if you worried about, excuse my language for anybody, that shouldn't be watching this. If you worried about McNuggets, the sack where, the man's private part, you worried about luscious nights. I'm talking about for the women that's in the world. I'm talking about for women that's lost. Because I know it's women that's in this truth that understand. They understand. It's men out here that's, they got their wives smiling, they doing their thing. But for the ones that don't know, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand all those other things. If you don't have faith, all them things are pointless. The Lord has given us grace. We are who we are. We fuck up. We in the flesh. We do what we do. But since I have faith, I'm about to do better. I'm going to strive to do better. I'm going to get up. That man Paul got blinded and he stopped persecuting Christians, but he still was doing the law. But he was showing his faith, man. Show me your faith, B. Stop showing me a good time. Show me your faith. Everybody want to show you a good time. Everybody want to show you their wealth, right? Yahawashi showed me his life. Like, I'm a husband, I'm doing this. But he showed me his faith. Working as much as he doing the things that he do, and he's still trying to serve the Lord. Not trying to blow his horn, but for me, I have to analyze people. The Lord allowed me to analyze, and I grew it. And I'm just saying, because I was always around Yahawashi, the spirit of discernment. You start watching what brothers do, sisters do in the spirit that you might like, and you want to add that. You want to add that in your arsenal so you can be better. You have to grow your faith, and like I'm telling myself every day, I have to get up even when I don't want to go to this dumbass job and work for these people. But in order to rule cities, you have to know how to be a slave. Let alone, in order for us to have that immortality, in order for us to have a good life, we have to know how is it to be a slave? How is it to be poor? You have to know that in order to know how to rule cities. So you got to have faith that all of this is just a test. This is just a dream just waiting for your dumb ass to wake up. Tick tock. Testing. This is every day. You should know that this is a test. And every day is 24 hours. When you overthink it, you make the day longer. The more you overthink, you make the day longer. The more you don't pursue Yahawashi, the more you make this life longer. Let's read that one part again. Right? He said, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 in verse 10, he said, but by the grace of the Most High, I am what I am. And his grace, which was bestowed upon me, was not in vain, but I labor more abundantly than they all. Because of that grace, that the Most High will hit you with that grace, you're going to labor more for Yahawashi. I'm sorry. We got to get back in there. I'm about to go to this blue letter real quick because I want to make sure we dissect this, man, like a froggy. We gonna dissect this like a froggy. Right? We gonna dissect that like a froggy. Okay, so we was at First Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Just bear with me, Israel. Yaramayan always saying going to the classic. Man, love it. Right? So again, we going to the point where it says, um, grace was bestowed more abundantly. Grace. Right? I want to make sure we get into grace. Okay, so it's the same. Okay, here we go. Grace.
Strong's G 5485. Charis. Charis.
Charis. Right? And that is verse 10 in First Corinthians chapter 15. Right? And the Strong's definition for this, for grace of manner or act, subtract, literal, figurative, or spiritual, especially the divine influence upon the heart. You know, that's what that grace is. It says it's a reflection in the life, including gratitude, acceptable, benefit, favor, gift, gracious, joy, pleasure, worthy. The biblical usage, that which affords joy, pleasure, delight, sweetness, charm, lovingness, grace of speech, goodwill, right? So we came in this thing, right? Because he said, by the grace of the Most High, I am what I am. You know? He is what he is, man. You know? Paul had favor by the Lord. He blinded him and he increased him in the knowledge and the wisdom of the Lord. And it say right here, it says, this is what grace does. It says, exerting his holy influence upon souls, turns them to Hamashiach, keeps, strengthens, increases them in Christian faith. That's what this grace is for, you know? Because in the grace period, it's hard for you to be able to fully do the law, but you have that grace that make you closer to the Lord. Because even with faith, you're trying to do it and you're like, damn, how can I do it? It's hard in here. But then you relate to the scriptures. I'm in captivity. So then you feel at ease because the Lord knows. But then how is it brothers is doing the Sabbath, which is easy, but then it's sometimes you might not be able because the lunar Sabbath falls on this end. The Lord has grace in that, right? Right? Same with the period and so on and so on. It's grace, but it's certain things you can't just use for grace. You know, if your job allow you to wear a dress, you know, and you doing a modest thing and maybe them pants is a little tight at work, you're going to automatically do it because of your faith is there. Ain't nothing holding you back. But if your job is not and there's regulations, you got to sign. Okay, now we understand. This is where grace come into play because it's in your heart. Remember the 4D that I told you? The Lord is man, come on, man. Man, I feel like somebody else is bringing out the dang lesson, man. That just hit me right there, man. This is First Samuel because now this let me know about the 4D, man. But however the Lord do it, you know, because I don't want to take it how I meant, because I never seen 4D, but it makes sense, like the way that, you know, the spirits, the way that the Most High, how they see is way beyond us. But let's just read this because of how I explain the 4D part, right? This is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. It says, but Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as men seeth. This is even more why we shouldn't be looking at it in the law aspect. You need to be gentle with the sheep so that they can come in and the Lord can move them. We ain't shit. The Lord said, Moses sanctified Israel and then smite the rock. Moses went over and smote the rock. You want to get you water? We want to take the action on our own, but let sanctify the people through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Right? You know? The Lord is refusing a man from the outward appearance. And the Lord is looking at the heart. And if you not it, he refusing you. You know? So the inward part needs the faith. The outward part needs the law, because the spirit that the Lord gave you is entwined with him. You know? Because the sin that you do, it's the flesh that wants it. If your spirit comes from the Lord, especially when we go to Ecclesiastes 12:7, when you die, your spirit go back up to the Most High. You ain't doing no sin, because now your spirit is fully connected with the Lord. Galatians 5:25, if we live in the spirit, we must walk in the spirit. 1 John chapter 2, verse 6, you know, if we want to walk like Yahawashi, we ought to walk just like him. The spirit is going to have you do that. And if the Lord drew you in this truth by seeking Yahawashi, guess what? You moving in this spirit, baby. You saying Yahweh Shema, that's not the flesh. You have to know this is the inward. When we want to put a price on teaching, put a price on clothing for this truth all the time after we do a lesson, but don't make it separate, show me J.C. Penney's that's saying God. I mean, even though Esau would do it, but who is selling J.C. Penney's and first they do a lesson? The Lord said this, but hey, I'm selling a shoe at J.C. Penney's. They don't do that, you know. But we know false, you know, teachers, they do, they is selling what they selling. But a true divine teacher is teaching the Lord's word, not selling it, teaching it, leave it alone, and keep everything outside of the ministry separate. Clothing is not bringing you closer to the Lord. Clothes is not building up your faith. Clothes is going to make sure you ain't naked. Money ain't making you have more faith in the Lord, but money is a defense. Wisdom is a defense, but wisdom is better than all. Nothing can get you closer to the Lord except for this word in that Rakah Kodash. And if the Lord is not enable you in this, you shit out of luck, Peter. You know? The heck? Let's read this again. 1 Samuel 16:7, but Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart. Right? The Lord looking on your heart. Look, we was eating some nasty food and the Lord looked in your heart. And I bet you if before the Lord would, like the Lord was probably talking to us, we was watching somebody. It's like, you're going to hell, you're eating that pork, and da-da-da-da-da, the Lord not dealing with you, brother. Or how brothers was teaching you about this pork, but wasn't pushing that faith into you. A lot of us would have came into this thing different. But hey, the Lord, man's going to the Lord. So the Lord had us do that. Especially where I'm at in Buffalo, we don't got that New York Mecca, to teach of the Hebrew, where a whole bunch of Israelites is at, where a whole bunch of congregation. This is not like New York or ATL. Buffalo is dry. You got full-blown GMS, them brothers. Great Waters, same understanding, same man. Yo, shalom to you brothers. And then you got some other brothers that's probably watching IUIC and watching other, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the brothers in the FARs that I know of, and they out there doing their work. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High is the one that gets us in alignment with his doctrine, from the censer milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, Well, you have to understand the Lord in that 4D realm, he know what's in your heart. And the Lord can take and he can add on. You understand? So this is why we want that grace where, let me read that part again. It said in the biblical uses for grace, it says turns them to Hamashiach, keeps, strengthens, increases them in Christian faith. So we should be thankful for grace, because it's going to help us to stay walking in the Christian faith. And what does it mean to be a Christian? To walk like Yahawashi. Very plain. 1 John chapter 2, verse 6. He saith, he Salaki, and this is towards men, of course, and women is under men. It says, he that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk even as he walked. Yahawashi was telling brothers, man, his labor was to do the Most High's will. So that means we need to walk like Yahawashi. Yahawashi didn't pay attention. He didn't cleave to sin. There was no gall in him. So we have to, even though we're not like Yahawashi, we have to work on it. You know? You have to work on it like Yahawashi. Let me turn this on real quick. Right. So you have to work. You have to work on you. You have to work on you to move like Yahawashi. You know, the Spirit is gonna draw you to work on it like Yahawashi. You know, you can go to St. John chapter 15 because you really want to abide in Yahawashi. In verse 3, you're clean by the word, and if you have faith, you're gonna through the faith, you're gonna be upset that is either that you didn't read or you didn't do a video. And sometimes like me, I have a gift of God, man. I like, man, if I read a chapter, I'm ready to teach. And sometimes I'll be like, man, I don't want to, but the Most High made us this way, man. What did Paul just say? He said, I am who I am. I am what I am. You know, and the Lord have strengthened me this way. You know, and for some reason, the Lord he increased me in the Christian faith. But we know in St. John 3:31, Yahweh Shema Shai must increase and we must decrease. We have to work for the Lord. Stop working for self. Work for Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why he say, work out your own salvation in fear and trembling. How can you work it out if you ain't seeking Yahweh Shema Shai on your own time? We make excuses. My kids is not the problem for me. Because look, without us, how are our kids gonna get the kingdom? Especially them being under 12. Now they might be blessed because they under 12, but when they hit that 12 mark, you have to know every child and every person that's living in this earth is living under the place of judgment, especially the Israelites. We are slaves, we are bum-dums. So you have to understand, every day we have to clean ourselves. And I'm Lord willing, I can keep saying this quote. The same way you wash clothes every week, every other day, you need to make sure you wash in your spirit. Because the spirit is renewed day by day. You know? And only a fool is not going to clean himself. You know? If you ain't cleaning yourself, you a fool. Just like them test tube monkey Edomites that don't use washcloths. You a fool. How you ain't gonna use a damn washcloth? So you gotta know, you gotta use this word to clean yourself. And this goes for teenagers that know how to read, going all the way up. If you know how to read, you failing yourself. And I put this on Mammy's cornbread without the Jiffy. Because Jiffy, it got that pork preservative bull crap in it. But I put it on cornbread without the Jiffy. You know? You failing yourself. If we not striving for the Lord, if we not seeking the Lord, if you ain't working on your faith, you are failing your own soul. How can you say you love you? I'm so insecure. I know why. Because you ain't working for the Lord. Oh, no, it's because this pimple right here, girl. I hope the Lord put a whole pepperoni platter on your face. Right? Anybody that's not trying to strive for the Lord, you deserve everything coming your way. And if you don't got it, you gonna get it later. And that goes for me too. That goes for your mama. That goes for the top dog teacher. We have to work. Work in the spirit. And sometimes you could be working for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20. You might take a break and then you hop right back in it. And sometimes you do have a moment when you just sit back and chill. The Lord know your heart. It's gonna be that time when you don't. But it's gonna be sometimes the Most High might drive a man to move fluently in this thing. And y'all might think he crazy or he insane or, brother, you got to make a balance. The Lord did him that way. You go to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, he tells the woman and the man, the woman, you act like you don't got a husband, you know, because it's a distraction. Because a woman, when she get a husband, is like the Most High is not her first motion, it's the husband. Because the Lord even told that a woman's supposed to look at her husband like Yahawashi. So when she wake up, she's supposed to be thinking, did my husband eat or what? That's not a Proverbs 31 if it's the other way around. Then a man, he's supposed to be saying, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, not where the poon poon at. But those things happen. But I'm just saying, a man's mind is always on the Lord first. And a woman, her mind is on to maintain her husband, because that was your lot for you as a creation. The Lord made you for man. The Lord made man to be a servant for him. Just like the Lord, Yahweh, made Yahawashi to make everything. Make it make sense. Right? Psalms 8 and 4. The Lord is calling the men. Because the men is going to build the foundation. This is why we have to bring that faith back to our nation. Right? Not with the law, but with this, with the works, the things that we believe, speaking out the prophecies, like, yo, this charagma is this MOTB is coming out. This charagma is coming out. Don't take it. It's not spiritual. It's not sin. Your grandmother, your mom, and your uncle gonna take it. Look, I'm telling you, if a family member take it, you getting blocked real quick. Right before the phones get cut off, I'm blocking you ASAP. I'm doing that. Heem on the Razine gene. And if you look like you gonna do it, you getting blocked quick, because you don't want those spirits around. Because look, we are in the flesh. You gonna see people getting this and getting that, and you gotta wait on the Lord. The Lord don't work on your time. He work on his time. So when Jacob trouble come, some of us not getting fed right away. The Lord gonna be testing your faith. And you gonna see all these other people eating. Your spirit might get tested, and you might be like, man, oh, I think I should take that little thing. I should. Work on your faith now, so you don't count the cost later and be like, damn, they eating, I need that. No, because if you have faith, you'll sit your butt down and do your intermediate fast, or you'll do your full fast. This is why we have to keep it in motion, like Elder Tahar just said last night. Keep speaking on it, or bring it up. Even if you're not doing a lesson, speak on the MOTB. It's gonna happen. Woo! Right? Let's go back to Galatians chapter 2, verse 17. Excuse me, everybody. I'm just getting excited. You know, I think it's a brother out. It's probably a brother right now teaching right now. That's probably why I'm getting on ant. You know what I'm saying? I got my work clothes on, and now I'm working. I got off of work now. I'm working again. Yo, the Lord is amazing. And we still not good enough, man. The Lord keeps getting better and better and better. His word get better and better. But we still not good enough. Right? Galatians chapter 2, verse 17. But if, while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Hamashiach the minister of sin? God forbid. Right? So it's saying basically, just going to NLT, it says, but suppose we seek to be made right with the Most High through faith in Hamashiach. You know, to be made right through faith in Hamashiach Yahawashi, then we are found guilty because we have abandoned the law. Would that mean Hamashiach has led us into sin? Absolutely not. People, that's another, this right here is a cold cut to let you know we should, you should establish the law. But when you have faith in Yahawashi, don't think as soon as you have faith in when you have faith in Yahawashi, you are made right with the Lord automatically. No, having faith in Yahawashi is still gonna have you change. Oh yeah, see, I told you that verse was gonna come back that I was looking for about being to repent, you know, and to be converted. Because if you have faith in Yahawashi, which just like Paul had faith in Yahawashi, he still was keeping the law to the best of his ability. But from all the actions he did, if he just took accountability and acts in 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter, then that means Paul did this. This is Acts chapter 3 verse 19. Repent ye therefore and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of Yahawashi Yahawashi. So that means we're gonna still, it's men that's out here still sinning, and we need to get blotted out. This is why faith will have you doing it less. You won't do sin willfully. You know, the grace, by the grace period, we, the Lord know in our heart we really want to do this, but it's hard, and the Lord is going to increase you. And guess what? He, hey, what is he going to make it smoother so that you could do this, and then 5 days later you couldn't even do that, Lord? No, the Lord is going to increase you in faith. He's going to increase you with experience. He's going to increase you with hope, and you, that right there is a power in itself, right? Let's go back to Galatians chapter 2, verse 18. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. Right? So if he rebuild, right? Right? So basically, if he rebuild the system of the law, and that's what all of us was doing, right? We were trying to rebuild the system by teaching the law, but not coming out here teaching Hamashiach Yahawashi. Oh man, I wish I heard Yarmayan and them now, and really the apostles and the elders back then, like I do now. I wish I wasn't me and I heard me back then how I am now, to understand that we shouldn't we shouldn't try to redo the system. You know, the system is already planted that we should be bringing people back to Yahawashi, because it was already, we were already speaking and knowing of Yahawashi in the old, because the prophets were speaking of him. They believed in that counselor. They believed in the son. They believed in the scepter, that the authority won't leave Judah. But it was the ones who, where is he? But the ones that knew, they knew. That's just like you go around, you telling a secret, and you around a whole bunch of crew, and they, wait, what's funny? Why y'all all looking like this? Don't worry about it. All of us know the secret and you don't. That's what's going on. This is why if you talking about law, everybody, we all gonna know that. But the mystery is what everybody don't know. That was fire. That is fire, man. You know? Right? The old system was torn down. It was given to us by Moses. It was torn down. You know what I'm saying? When we went to our land, we was eating our children. We was doing Sodom and Gomorrah things. We was more sweeter than sweetener, Splenda. You know what I'm saying? That system already failed. This is why the Lord had to bring Yahawashi. But that don't mean you can't do the schoolmaster. The schoolmaster is from the Lord. It's always great. It's just man is not. The flesh is not willing, but the spirit is. The flesh is weak. That's why we couldn't do it, because we was weak. We was weaker than a whistle. We didn't really have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, man. This thing right here is a long measure, right? Verse 19, it says, for I through the law am dead to the law, that I might live unto the Most High. Right? Let's get this in the NLT too. For when I tried to keep the law, it condemned me. Right? Because a lot of us would be either condemned to death, right? And you had other laws with other penalties, especially with the leprosy. Go look at the next top model. If anybody was losing they melanin, had that leprosy look, they had to get kicked out. They couldn't be around the congregation. It's a whole lot of Jake with that. And it's some pretty women that got that look on them. They would have been put out of the congregation until they came back. This is how you know the Lord's still showing his power. But since it's not like how it was back then, where eventually it heals and then the priest pray over you. That's why some people is living out their lot with that half chocolate and half cream. Ooh. It says, for when I tried to keep the law, it condemned me. So I died to the law. I stopped trying to meet all its requirements so that I might live for the Most High. So the person stopped doing the requirements of the Most High, right? And then when you come into the faith, when you come into the faith and you really got that faith, you really trying to do the requirements of the Lord, especially as a teacher, a prophet or evangelist, whatever you may be, Let's get this. This is Deuteronomy. This, like Jeremiah, this is the classic. This is Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth Yahweh thy power require of thee? But the fear of Yahweh thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. This is the requirement. That requirement is a demand. You know? The Lord is demanding us, and we can keep going from verse 12 to 22. I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna start at verse 16. This the point right here. It says, circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff neck. Yes, we have to circumcise that Oscar Minor, but you have to make sure you circumcise in your heart. From the Old Testament to the New Testament, to the wood, to the grave, we supposed to circumcise our heart. Even though you circumcise, that's why the Lord don't want you to, he like, yo, yeah, you do that. Yeah, you do that. You do that because I want you to circumcise the Minky Winky, but I need you to circumcise your heart first. That has to, and when you cleanse, a man is going to cleanse his heart. Automatically, when you cleanse your heart, you automatically going to cut you're going to cut the turtleneck. You're going to cut the turtleneck off the, you know what I'm saying? Having faith and walking in the ways of the Lord is a natural thing because the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing to do it. You just have to have the faith to put it in your temple. My wife and another sister, this lady sing this song, and I can't fill me up, fill me up. You know, you want the Lord to fill you up, right? I think it's Sirach chapter 2. He'll even tell you if we feel the Lord, he'll fill us up with the law. Let me see. I got my mind in so many areas of precepts. I don't think it's this one though. Is it? Lord willing. If it's not, I'll think of it later. Yep, here we go. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 16. They that fear Yahweh will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. So it's going to already be spiritually natural that you're going to be filled with the law to actually do it. That's why I say Paul was doing the law. He was a master of the law, but he was showing his faith because faith is outweighing it. Because when you show your faith, you showing that Yahawashi is real. And through us, that like everybody not going to know, but through the men of the Lord, even the wise for the work that they do, but the women are not seen. This is why it's not really about the women, because the women are not really made to be seen because they're supposed to be keepers at home. This walk is a war. When you go to Timothy, when he say be a good soldier, he not talking to women. Women are not a soldier. The Lord is not going to put no woman in the front line. You know, I know you might want to be, but the Lord is not putting you in the front line, sister. You know, you sitting your butt at home waiting for the men to come back with the rewards of whatever he took from the losers. And that's what we did back in the past. We took all their spoils and brought it home and had a good feast and celebrated. You women are not at war. You know, so take that load off of your shoulder and deal with what the Lord has given you in your house and what your portion is, and work out your faith with that. Because we have to work out our faith doing this and dealing with the house. Y'all got to work with your faith just in the house. If you go get you a job, you at work. But you don't have to speak with everybody. You can shut up. But a man have to deal with the whole load because we have to have the scriptures in our mind. The Lord says, be ready to give a man an answer. Most women in this truth are not teaching single women yes, they teaching kids. But women are not just teaching random single women. You know? And most women is intimidated by other women or they're jealous. No, you can't have my man. I don't want you teaching some women. If they could have it their way, they wouldn't even want a man teaching another woman. Nobody can stop this ministry. If a woman is taking a man from it, shame on you. Because this is about the Most High's men. You know? Because we are at war. You know, you understand? We are at war. So a man has to circumcise his heart to order his house. A man has to circumcise his heart to be able to get a lesson in, to be able to read, to be able to dissect. You know, a man has to circumcise his heart to be able to go the distance. A woman is not doing what a man is doing. Plain blank, period. So let's get our faith right, whatever aspect we is. That's why, kids, you have it easier. Way easier. All you got to do, mom, you doing the lesson? Turn off that damn game, sit down and listen. Because you got to know the Lord is watching you too. Let's get it right, get it tight. Ooh, wait. If you say you believe in Superman, Spider-Man, digital Pokemon, yay! You seeing all of this. Skateboard, I got to roll, I got skates in my shoes, yay! That same energy as a child, when you start moving, you should start making that moving in motion to Yahawashi, because then the Lord can know that you believe in him, that you have faith as a child. And then let alone a parent, because I'm harsh. I even say something to my kids, because if we're Israelites, that means our kids did something too. Especially if they little babies, they just left. They was just in the spirit world. So that means they just, you know what I'm saying? The Lord brought them back to judgment. So whoever they was, whatever they doing, we got to go hard, be an example. So when they get up, we going to tell them, look, you got to be about the Lord. So then if they really got that spirit on them, they're going to be asking questions. They're going to be watching videos. But not every child is the same. Everybody don't have that fire. Everybody do believe, but they more secretive. Maybe their faith is there, but it might be small, like a mustard. It's not even like a mustard seed, but they do have faith. It's there, but they not into the talking a lot, But sometimes for me, I always feel it's a problem. If I want to hear the word, if I want to talk about it and interact, it's a problem. That's why he's saying we are justified by faith, man, not by the law. So really show your faith, because he said, Abraham said, you could see my faith through my works, and you could see my works through my faith. So if any child, even grown-ups, if they say they got faith and you can't see it through their work, you can't see they work through their faith, how can we say they really got faith? But let's finish it out. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. It says, I am crucified with Hamashiach. Nevertheless, I live, yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. In the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of the Most High, who loved me and gave himself for me. This is supposed to draw you to go harder for the Lord, because Yahawashi laid himself down for you. So I am crucified with Hamashiach, because what did he do? He did Luke chapter 9, verse 23. To follow me, you must pick up your cross and deny yourself. And picking up your cross is taking the persecution, your family cutting you off, people shaming you. This is not about me having dirty socks. This is about the things that pertain to the ministry that the left hand side is persecuting you for. Your family, your cousin, your friends, or your flesh. How your flesh, oh man, your spirit want to read, but your flesh don't want you to read. That goes back to Galatians chapter 5, where the spirit and the flesh is against one another. This is a spiritual and a flesh battle. You'll say, hey, I want to do things in the spirit, but the flesh coming. We're not talking about work, but that you could say that too, because of Esau. But if work is not if you working and they get you off on the Shabbat, how can we hold that? You're gonna be like, man, they just got me doing a lot. Well, that's work, but this is slavery. Let alone a man is worse than an infidel if he's not providing for his household. So we gotta work, but we have to make sure anything we complaining about on this side has to be scriptural, because we're Israel, man. We murmur and complain about freaking anything, but there's no edification behind it, But you wanna pick up your cross, That's why Paul say in Ephesians 3 and 4, the first verse, he says that he's a prisoner of Hamashiach Yahawashi, and you need to get your cross too. Just like the man said, yo, Yahawashi, In your kingdom, can you remember me? But he basically took accountability for his sins. Are you going to take accountability for your sins, or are you going to be the other dude? Hey, you say you're king and you're God. Get yourself down on this cross. You gonna die just like him with the crow coming down and eating your eyes. You know, we got to pick up our cross. You know, um, I'm seeing something over here. Yeah, let me get that. Let me get that Galatians 5:24, right? Because that's Paul just said this, right? This Galatians 5:24. It says, "And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and the lusts. And if we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit." So we crucified the flesh, right? Let's go back. Let's go back to that Luke that I just quoted. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. And he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. And if we don't do this, we do what Hebrews 6 say. We hang Yahawashi back over and over again. What they say over and over and over and over. Man, I hate that nigga spirit, man, and I had that spirit. Kept trying to hang Yahawashi. That's just like you trying to get that hate, man, dude. Man, this flesh is terrible, man. You know, this flesh is terrible. That's why we gotta we have to crucify the flesh. Let me get this Ephesians 1. How else do you crucify the flesh? Let's go to that Ephesians 4. Let's go to the classic Ephesians chapter 4, verse 22. That ye, let me start at 20. It says, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahawashi, and that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt. Salaki, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Right? So we crucifying the flesh, man. Wait, hold on. Salaki family. Right? So let me see that again. Where was we at? Yeah. So just like it just said the deceitful lust, when we go back to Galatians, the 5th chapter, he said, and they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affection of the lust. Right? And we just went here. In order to do that, we have to put off concerning the former conversation and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You know, you have to want to be renewed. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta figure out. Okay. Salaki, y'all. Right? But right. So back to the Galatians, man. Let's just finish this and then I'll close out. So verse 20 says, I am crucified with Hamashiach, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Hamashiach liveth in me. In the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of the Most High, who loved me and gave me himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of the Most High, which is the Christian faith. For if righteousness come by the law, then Hamashiach is dead in vain. What? It said if righteousness come by the law, then Hamashiach is dead in vain. You know, that grace is out of the window. Faith, you might as well just throw it out the window. What purpose did Yahawashi play? You know? Well, we have to know the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai, his this truth won't go in the void. This word is the balance of life, you know, and his prophecies will come to pass, you know. But I didn't go too crazy. I do have a lot of precepts I shoulda went to, but I didn't, you know. But Lord willing, this was edifying, and if not, Lord willing, I can do a Lammy if the spirit draw me to do it, you know. But it's your brother Dog Gabar. I don't know. I'm trying to come in this thing to be better than anybody. I don't want to be, but I want to be better than the brother that you see on the camera, you know. But I know that the Most High that I serve is better than any god or idol that you serve, and I understand that when you come in this truth, it's going to be different levels of men that's going to be in a better position than you. But that don't mean you can't do the work, because Paul said he is the least out of the apostle, but he do more work than the others. But that don't mean nothing, because they preach and I preach and we preach the same thing, you know. So Lord willing, brothers, we can all humble ourselves and understand even more that we have to work on our faith. Don't be like a chess player where you're trying to be the master chess player. Try to be the master faith, the master faith finisher, or whatever. I can't even come up with the right word, but Lord willing, this is edifying. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Again, all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi by Hashem Rakakadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahawashi is who the world innately calls Jesus the Christ. And Rakakadash in the Paleo Hebrew is the Holy Spirit. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who've been ruling well through the Spirit, regardless if regardless if you care or not, you know. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put in a spirit to endure and be sincere in the Most High's truth. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching this word and believing this word and being sincere. You know, Lord willing, the Most High continue to keep you in His truth and continue to put in your spirit to endure. Shalom to the wives and the single sisters that's playing their role. Lord willing, the Most High continue to put on your spirit to be a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. I can't save you. Other than that, shalom, Yahweh speed.